with the Mau armed struggle, which itself had a very, very accelerating effect in creating consciousness among the people across our country. Because from Mzungu, you are not a Kikuyu, you are not a Muluhya, a Jaluo, a Mkamba, you are just a bloody African. Kafia, very bloody African. So Waafrika wakaungana pamoja. Kwanza Mau, pili sasa kwa hii nationalist movement ambayo sasa imeleta watu wote pamoja, wakaunga mkono. Kwanza kuliundwa mkono kule Kirigiti Kiambu walienda because after 1952 when cow was banned, Africans were not allowed to hold any national party. You could only have district associations. But after 1959, they allowed. And they went to Kirigiti, Kiambu, and formed KANU. But then wale wabeberu wakaenda wakachukua Waafrika wengine wakaanza chama cha KADU to divide the nationalist movement. So this is the truth of the matter. So here, we today must ensure, because the battle against the British was fierce, and British was very, very brutal, and many people were killed, many people were maimed, many people were in the forest. When they came out, the issue of land, issue of land. Those Mabakaburus who was holding land around said they did not want to stay behind under an African government. Wanataka kutoka. Sasa wakasema serikali ya Uingereza iko tayari kuleta pesa kuazima serikali to loan Kenya government money to buy out the outgoing white farmers. Now, what the conditions which was tied to that loan which was coming was such that the Mau who are coming from the detention camps could not satisfy the conditions. It was only the loyalists and the home guards who would be working with the colonial system who became the beneficiaries. And that is what Jaramogi has recorded in Notie to Huru. That those who sacrificed for the independence of the country were betrayed. They were completely neglected. They did not get what they were fighting for. Those who were working with the British, the home guards, and the loyalists became the beneficiaries. Hence, not yet Uhuru. So, Mzee Giti Wakaingeri is a great nationalist. I've known Giti Wakaingeri since I was a young boy. And he stood steadfast in fighting for the right of the people who sacrificed most during that struggle for independence. He has been uncompromising. He stood very, very fast. But then, when they took the case to the British court, and one of Paul Wheaton here is left, Gitobi Manyara was unfortunately not around here. Gitu came to me with his team and said, the case is in London. Then I said, I will try to use my position as the Prime Minister to negotiate an out-of-court settlement. I met the Prime Minister of Britain at a conference in Davos in Switzerland. And we had a side meeting, and I mentioned to him the problem that I have and that I want to go and discuss so that he can go and first prepare himself with his people. So from there, I came back here, and then I now went to London. And we had a conversation. And I explained to him the historical injustices. I had a memorandum that I had prepared, which we had forwarded in advance. And he agreed that he would try an out-of-court settlement. Negotiated it in the cabinet. They went to Parliament. And so the British Parliament approved the motion. And also an apology. So they agreed on out-of-court settlement, which is a token. They also agreed to come and put up that monument at Uhuru Park. I was there when we were breaking ground with the British, and I was happy that this matter was raised during the visit to the King here. Actually, I was invited by the King to the dinner at State House. Because he is a personal friend. And we had worked with him and his foundation in rehabilitating Lake Naivasha, which was polluted. He asked me what his foundation could do. Then there were 4 projects we proposed. There was Mau Conservation, Abadeas, Nairobi River, and Lake Naivasha. They opted for Lake Naivasha. And then he organized a dinner in his residence in London. And I went with a delegation from here. And he invited the companies there which market Kenyan flowers in British markets. Tesco, Marks and Spencer, and several of those departmental stores. Immediately that evening, I was Minister Sally Kosgei. We had a pledge of 600,000 sterling pounds. By the morning, it was 1 million sterling pounds. Then he talked to the Dutch government and gave 6 million euros for rehabilitation of Lake Naivasha. And Lake Naivasha was rehabilitated thanks to then Prince Charles. So this matter was raised with him, and I was happy that Mr. Ruto raised it in his speech that day. And it's an ongoing conversation. Paul Mwita suggested a bipartisan approach of opposition and
bounce to the rhythm, head to the toes, feel it flow like a river. Feeling like a star, dancing around to the rhythm and the vibes, 'cause I'm living my life to the fullest. It lifts you up, rejoice. It lifts you up.
In committee. This is an issue that need to be resolved. Mama Mukami, I wish all the times I was talking to her was that she wanted her husband to be exhumed, the remains, and be buried respectfully at their home. This is also a pending issue that we need to follow up. Because as General Kiboko said it, at the funeral there, later on he fell sick. I went to see him at Nairobi Hospital. He mentioned the same thing to me. But nothing happened. He then also died. As we are here ourselves, we want to ensure that this chapter is put to a proper close, satisfactorily. That those who sacrificed during their struggle, some of them who are dead, are remembered through their offsprings. And those who are now in their sunset years also are given support. The same way that the British government is doing to its war heroes Those who fought in the Second World War, who are still alive today, don't worry about anything else. So this is what we should do ourselves so that we bring this chapter to a decent closure. And that's why I'm happy that this thing happened today. Gitu wrote a book, and he asked me to write the foreword, which I've written the foreword to the book which we are going to launch here today. In it, he has given a very good account of what transpired and how the betrayal happened. The wrongs which were done need and must be corrected. And I'm ready to work with you people to ensure that this is done. It's now my pleasure to move to the stage of launching the book.
So, ladies and gentlemen, kindly permit me to invite the following dignitaries to the stage. Mheshimiwa Giti wa Kahengeri, please come to the stage. The board chair, Davinda Lamba, Davis Malombe, our executive director, Professor Yash Pagal and Jill Pagai, Wanjiku Miano, Ms. Jessica Horn, Professor Kibutha Kibwana, Cornelius Oduor, the Deputy Executive Director. Yeah. Peter Kiama, please come over. Yeah. Maina Njenga. Dr. Bernard Mogesa, if you're around, please come to the front. Malumbe. Yes, Ndawapanga. Yes, and Diana Lee Smith, the architect of the Mau Mau Memorial. Yeah, it's okay. Swale. Yeah. Washira Koitalel. Brian, please give them a copy of the book. Yes. Apoto. Malombe. Jessica, please come this side. Simama tu hapo. Nataka kuwapanga. Yes? But the rest of you hold the book. Yeah, Napanga. Annette. So, Right Honorable Prime Minister, please, you need somebody to assist you. And then Professor Yash, please come here. And Jill, please come here. to untie this, and then also Mheshimiwa Gitu Wakahengeri to also untie that book symbolically at the same time. So I'll count to 3 and then you can do that. Oh, sorry. Yes, I'll count to 3 and then you can untie. So, faith. Yeah. So, yeah, muko sawa? Watu wa media muko sawa? Aya. Aya. Okay. So are we ready? Okay. Okay. So we ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1. So the book, and you all lift it up. Please lift up the book. Nishuja. Yeah. Nishuja. Yeah, okay. Nishuja, well, but we Nishuja, Nishuja, Mama, Nishuja, Nishuja, Nishuja. Nishuja, 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 Yo, asante sana. Thank you, Field Marshal, for the wonderful performance. I would like to humbly request all our dignitaries to take their seats briefly. And as they do so, I would want to invite the Deputy Executive Director for the Kenya Human Rights Commission, Mr. Cornelius Odro. Karibu.
Thank you. What a day. Viva Mau Mau, viva.
Viva.
On behalf of the board and management of Kenya Human Rights Commission, I take the pleasure to sincerely thank you Thank you. So on behalf of the board and the senior management of Kenya Human Rights Commission, I take this opportunity to thank you sincerely for gracing this enormous occasion. I know it's not in vain. You started very early in a very difficult weather, and because of your determination, this day has turned out a very successful day. I think we've learned a lot, the history, the joining of the colonial time struggle, the Mau Mau, the representation from various groups. We've really learned a lot, and I think it was very deliberate that you also bring the young generation to see how far we've come. So special thanks to our chief guests, the Right Honorable Raila Molo Odinga, Honorable Gitu Kathegeri, representatives from other liberation movements. I think it's only last week that we were also having a Senate open standing committee with the Mindungimi group. All individuals and organizations who have partnered with us to establish the Mau Mau Foundation. Special thanks to Honorable Paul Muite, who just left, who was the lead counsel. We cannot take it for granted the great job that has been done by the Field Marshal Band for making, for inspiring us throughout the occasion. So, as we move out, we really want to thank everybody that have left behind, civil society colleagues who have really stood with us in terms of thinking through this planning and the successful delivery of this occasion. Media, fraternity, the social justice movement, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great occasion, and Kenya Human Rights sincerely thank you for your support. So I'm guided that lunch will be served. So as you move out, you'll be able to pick your lunch coupons, you'll be guided by a number of KHRC staff and colleagues who are supporting us in doing this. So I believe that moving forward, we'll be able to pick up some of the key recommendations that have been made in this meeting. We take it seriously, the proposal for bipartisan approach and the gesture that has been given by the British High Commission to open up space for discussions around reparation. So on behalf of the management, I want to say sincerely thank you and wish you a great day ahead. Asanteni sana. Viva Mau Mau, viva! Viva! Thank you very much.
So the time we have been waiting for is here. How many people love PLO Lumumba? How many people have been blessed and inspired like I have? We love you, Prof. As the Empowerment Nation, we are honored to know you. We are honored to connect to you. You are a blessing. You are a generational blessing. I wanted to say you are a blessing to this generation, but you are a generational blessing. We look up to you. You are a leader that has been a pace setter and a trailblazer. And we thank God for your life. Put your hands together as I bring to this pulpit Professor PLO Lumumba.
Thank you very much. If you may resume your seats. Let me say how glad I am to be present with you at this